All right, everybody, welcome back to I am Dickens YouTube channel. I go by the name Junior Dickens, and this is Magangani village. I'm coming to you live from a humble homestead here in the village. Guys, I'm so much disappointed today. I'm so much disappointed. Yeah, but let's leave alone that. The video today is actually very amazing, as the title suggests. Yeah, in this video I'm going to be taking you for a short tour and showing you and giving you some updates of the things that are going on here in the village and in our dreamland and in our homestead. Yeah, I've just tried to go live some few minutes ago, but again the network just went weird. It just started disturbing me so much. I have to quit the live and even delete the live. So in case you've seen the live, you had joined the live, yeah, because some people had started watching it. In case you saw the live, clicked on it, then you saw it disappearing, don't worry. It's just because of my network. My network is very poor of late. We don't have good network here in the village. We don't have 5G, we have 4G, which is very poor. It just looks like 3G. Yeah, so guys, let's dive into today's video. You can see here, this is actually our homestead. Yeah, and just some days back we just bought this land. It's very huge, close to 6.5 acres. Yeah, that's what I was told. I'm not sure because we didn't have exact, it was just an estimation, you know. Yeah, our homestead land being around 2.5 hectares. This one is almost three times larger than this one. So when we combine the whole of this land that we have, we'll be having close to 10 acres of land. Yeah, and the thing is that very soon we are going to be fencing this land. You see, the thing is that we have fenced this land. Our homestead is usually fenced with this barbed wire because of insecurity and quarrels, yeah, with the cattle keepers, the Maasais and the Somalis. Guys, if you don't know, in this village the locals here are the Durumas, but we usually have the Maasais and the Somalis. The Somalis mainly keep a lot of camels, yeah, and some even keep some cattle and goats. Yeah, but if your homestead is not fenced, you'll be having quarrels each and every time with the cattle keepers. Because when you plant your things, like right now we planted some maize here. Oh my god, it's very windy today. Very windy. You'll actually have to bear with me. Yeah, this is July and it's very cold on this side, especially at night. Yeah, so you see, when you've planted your crops, like right now we planted our maize, and you've not fenced your land, the thing is that when the cattle grazers are grazing their cows, you'll actually have to quarrel with them each and every time. That's why when you're in the village, it's good to fence. Yeah, so we even see along the fence we have planted some trees, some very nice trees. Yeah, the softwood, and they are growing very fast. They are growing very fast. So if we don't have the fence, the cattle will just come and eat our crops and even the trees. So this is actually our newly bought land where we did the video some other day here. I'm actually disappointed, you know, guys. I've been very busy today. I have a lot of stuff to do. I didn't want to make a video, edit it, upload it. It usually takes a lot of time. That's why I had decided that today I'm going live. You know, the good thing with going live is that immediately when you end the live, you are done with this thing to do with the video. You can go start doing your work. You don't have to edit anything. You don't. But all right, I don't have to complain. But our network is very poor, very poor. I think I should do some plans of buying a Wi-Fi connection, a 5G, yeah, from Safaricom. Yeah, so guys, this is actually our newly bought land. Yeah, and the thing is here is that we are planning to fence. You can see even we still have some crops here. The owner has not harvested the things that have been planted. And the land, guys, is actually very huge. Let me start from this other side. Yeah, let me start from this other side. Right now we have plans of fencing this land. We want to make it one, meaning that we'll have to remove these posts here, poles or posts, I'm not sure the actual name. These ones here, how do we call them? Poles or posts? whatever. We'll actually have this line from this end. This is actually one end. We have another. Our land is usually triangular shaped, so we have this one end. The other end, it's over there, and the other end is right over there. So the thing is that on this line all the way downwards, we'll have to remove the fence, the barbed wire plus the poles. We'll have to remove them away because we can't fence these two lands separately. No, we have to fence them as a homestead. Yeah, we don't want to have two homesteads. That's why we have to remove these ones here and fence it all the way. And I believe after that, though we've not decided yet, after that we'll have to plant some trees like these ones here. You see, they are growing very fast. They are softwood. Growing very, very fast. So my dad has been hiring people to do this work, to clear the land. You see, they're trying to clear the land because the land will be in use some days to come, you see. And it's bushy, like on this other side it's very, very bushy. Even when my dad bought this land back in 2021, yeah, it was back in 2021, I can't remember the month. Yeah, back in 2021 it was just bush. He actually had a work of clearing the land, cutting down the bush, the thorns, you see. Like today and yesterday, there's a guy who's actually doing work here. You see, he is actually doing work here on the farm, cutting down these some small bushy thorny things and all that. You can even see that this is actually my dad's gumboot. Yeah, because we have a lot of thorns here. When you just come here with sandals, your legs, your feet will get harm. Yeah, so you can see the work that is going on here. And remember, we still have this bush. It's very huge, and this other bush, it's very, very huge. It has to be cleared. You see, we have thorns like here. These are actually thorns. So if you're not careful when you come here with sandals, your feet will be in trouble. Yeah. So guys, we are planning to fence. We had even bought some barbed wire. My dad right now is actually working on the poles, on the I don't know, it's posts or poles. Both of the names are usually used. Yeah, my dad right now is working on the posts. Very soon the posts will be arriving and the work will beginning. But right now the guys are still doing this work here. Yeah, so right now I think I'll have to take you to a short tour. There's a lot of thorns here. You know, I can't just step on thorns because I'm on gumboots. No, I don't trust these gumboots 100%. There are some thorns which are very, very strong, and if you're not careful, hey, you will be in trouble. You will be in trouble. So okay, let me pass through there. You will be in trouble. Guys, I just feel so disappointed with the internet. Yeah, I never had plans of editing and uploading videos today. I just wanted to go live and do away with this thing. Yeah, you know, sometimes I usually do videos. I don't feel like doing videos, but I just have to do it. Yeah, because I have to be consistent. And I told you, I'm not yet monetized. No, YouTube is not paying me for making these videos. I'm not yet monetized. I'm not getting even a single penny from YouTube. Yeah, this is just being self-driven, following your passion. I'm also doing it as one of my hobby. You know, posting videos, people watching, getting a lot of views, people commenting, liking your videos, getting to know new people. It's usually something amazing. It's usually something I like. And even that's one of the things that made me even start this YouTube channel. Yeah, so guys, I don't know the boundary here. I don't know if it's here. I'm not sure. But we'll be knowing that in some few days to come. Yeah, I think this one is the boundary, you see. I'm not sure though. but the land, guys, is very huge. The thing is that there's a guy who, when my parents came to live to this village, there was a guy who was living here, who was living in this house. It was actually a guy with his wife, with her young daughter. Yeah, they were the ones that were living here, and they were possessing this very huge land. But again, in this village, we usually have hunger. There's a times when it's very, very dry. There's a time when it's very, very dry and people don't have food. Yeah, so most of the people on that period actually left this village and go to live somewhere else. So that's when the guy that was possessing this land, plus the hut that you just seen there, I wanted to go with the boundary. Yeah, with the boundary. So the guy that was living in this homestead actually had to left, and he sold this land, this piece of land, for a very, very cheap amount of money. Very, very cheap amount of money, because he was overwhelmed, and he sold this land for very, very cheap amount of money. So the guy to whom he sold the land to is the guy who sold the land to us. Yeah, but this land used to be for a guy with her wife and her daughter. I don't know even how he actually acquired this huge land. But the thing is that when the possessor of this land, the guy who actually bought the land, when he heard that my dad actually needs this land, because my dad was longing to possess this farm for a very, very long time. Yeah, but due to financial problems, then he was not able to do so. So until when God did some miracles, and we were able to buy the land, that's when we got the land. So when the guy heard that my dad wanted to buy this land and not any other land, the guy actually multiplied the price of this land. I don't know, by 10 or by 20. The price actually went very, very high. Very, very high. Remember, he bought the land for very, very little amount of money. Yeah, so when he heard that my dad actually needs this land and not any other land, he actually multiplied the price of the land even more than 10, almost close to 15 times with the price at which he had bought the land with. So the thing is that you see we have some plantations here, we have some maize and some other things. These things still belong to the guy who sold the land to us, because he had not harvested yet. You see, even the maize are still growing. You see, there's actually someone working on this land over there. That's actually one of the things that the villagers usually do for a living. Someone is get tired to work on a farm, then at the end of the day, he or she is being paid some little amount of money. It's very little. Imagine someone can work in a land like this, doing the work since morning till evening, then is paid like $3. Yeah, like $3 for a whole day. You see, and it's a very hard work, guys. So we have one end over there. I don't want to go where the person is. Okay, I'll not be going there. I'll just be focusing on my stuff. But let me show you, we have one end over there. The thing with this camera, it can't zoom. Yeah, I can't zoom. Maybe I cut the video, then I zoom, then I continue recording, but I'm not going to be doing that. Yeah, so we have one end there. This is actually the line, the border line. Let me show you. So ever since I started walking, guys, it's when I'm getting to this other end. Imagine, meaning that the land is very, very huge. And from here, I don't know if you even if you can see our homestead. For me, I can see it. Even the hut, I can see it. But for you, since you are looking it through the lens of the camera, I believe you can't see it. So this is actually the end. From this point all the way to the other side that I started coming from. So let's go. Okay, here I'm almost at the middle of this point and the other point. Okay, let's go. I just wanted to show you what's going on. Yeah, so the thing is that in this village, land are usually not very expensive, but for this land it was very, very expensive. You know, human beings sometimes usually behave in a way that you can't even understand. When the guy heard that my dad actually needs this land, the thing is that we couldn't buy any other land because we never wanted to have two homesteads, that we have one land on this side and another land on that side. The thing is that this land was our neighboring land. So that's why my dad actually needed this land, you see, because if we buy the land we could just have fenced the whole of it and it becomes a homestead, one homestead. I don't know the boundaries, where the boundaries are, but I think you still have to go this way, but I'll not go that way. I'll be going back this way. Hi guys, this land is very huge. When you are at our house, when you're at our homestead, you can't think that this land is this huge, but it's very, very huge. Very, very huge. Very, very huge. You see, we still have some up to date. I don't know how to differentiate these things. I don't know if, but these ones look like, I don't know if they are green grams or the cowpeas. I'm not sure. I usually don't know how to differentiate them from the leaves. Let's keep going. You see, the land is very huge. I've not reached the other end. Yeah, and the other end is very, very far. I think you can see that tree, not this one. We have this tree, we have this one, but we have this one in the middle. It's very, very small. It's huge, but from the camera it appears very small. That's the end, and we have the other end there. That's actually the length of the land. It's actually the land is actually in a rectangular shaped. Yeah, so this land is very huge and it has three reservoirs. You know, here in the village we don't have boreholes, so we usually face problem to do with water when it comes to dry season. Yeah, we even tried to drill a borehole at our homestead, but it was not a successful project. Yeah, so we don't have water in the village. Right now we have water since it has been raining, and we have some big tanks there that usually collect the rainwater. So right now we have some clean rainwater to drink, to do the house chores, yeah, and all that stuff. But there is some times to come whereby it will be very, very dry. We will not have rain here in the village, and people usually fetch water from the dams. Yeah, we usually have some drums whereby when it rains, water accumulates at that point, and after that, even when it stops raining, we usually still have water, you see. But the water is usually very dirty because the animals drink from that point. People go there, wash their clothes from the same point. So it's usually very disgusting, guys. Usually very, very disgusting. Usually very, very disgusting. I don't know if this is the border. I'm not sure about this stuff. Yeah, even my dad is not sure about the border yet. Yeah, you know, these things to do with land usually have a lot of problems. Usually have a lot of quarrels and all that. But very soon we'll be fencing. Look where I am. So this place is still wet. You see? It's still wet. Water usually accumulates at this point. Yeah, but very soon when we'll be fencing, that's when I'll be sure of the boundaries of our land. actually my parents' dreamland. Yeah, they were really praying that one day they could possess this land. So you see, it's very windy. It's very windy. It's very windy. So guys, I was just taking you for a tour of this land, and as you have seen, the land is very huge. Very huge. The land is very huge. And we even have some trees here. They're still growing. Yeah, we also have this place. You can see how it looks. It looks like a swamp. When it rains, water usually accumulates at this point. So the thing is that we'll have to dig deeper and deeper. There are actually three. One is here, another one is here, another one is on the other side. It's still bushy on that side. So we'll have to dig these three places deeper and deeper, so that when it rains, water accumulates here. We can use the water for irrigation, yeah, and all that. Woo. Hey guys, this land is very huge. It's very huge. I wish I had a drone, then I can fly it up. But I'm planning to buy a drone very soon. Very soon. I think if I have around $150, I can, yeah, around $150 I can get a drone. Yeah, the prices usually range. Yeah, if I have like $150, $200, I can buy a drone. Though here in Kenya, you are not allowed to fly drone anywhere, not unless you have a license for it. But here in the village, I can fly it. So when I buy a drone, when I'm out of the village, I'll not be using it, because the license is usually very costly. When I'm out of the village, I'll just be using it here in the village to give you some good views of this village. You see, now I'm back to this other side. I have to buy a drone. I just wish I could give you I could fly it up, then give you a view of this whole land, slowly by slowly. The land is very huge. From this GoPro, you can't see it very well. You can't see it very well. I'm back on this side. So you see, from this point, we'll have to remove the fence on this side, then join it. Hey guys, I told you we have a lot of thorns here. You see, me wearing a gumboot, I'm still not safe. We have a lot of thorns. I and David were removing this one, but we got overwhelmed. We got exhausted. We'll come to remove it maybe tomorrow, I don't know. So from this point, we'll have to join it all the way to the other side, and we'll no longer have this road here, this path. We have a lot of thorns here, a lot of thorns. So ever since we had this fence, we fixed this fence, it has been actually helping us a lot, like a really a lot. Look, we don't have quarrels with the Maasais, with the Somalis, to do with cattle. Yeah, you know, cattle usually live maize so much. So if you don't fence your land, those guys are usually careless. They just release their cattle into someone's farm. Imagine, it's not accidentally, no, they usually do it intentionally. And the thing is that they usually pay so much bribe. They usually bribe the police officers, such that even when you report them, no action is usually taken. They usually bribe the police officers so much, even the chiefs, the chairperson. You see, because they have a lot of cow, and you usually know that cows are very expensive. If someone sells one cow or even two, that's a lot of money. So these guys usually bribe the chairperson, the chiefs, the police officer, so that when you take them there, that you have a case with them, that their cattle just got into your farm and ate some things, no action is usually taken. Yeah, here we planted some cassava, but some days back we had someone, a thief, got into the farm and even stole some cassavas. I can even see my dad actually fixed these ones here so that the spaces are not huge, you see. Yes, so that someone cannot pass, because on this side it's not safe. This end is not safe because the homestead is on the other side. Yeah, this side is not safe. Hey, I think this is my first time coming to this end, on the outer side of the farm. I've never reached here, trust me, I've never reached here. So you see, this village is bushy, and the thing is that we don't have the big trees. You see, you just see everywhere it's bush. I don't want to go there. Everywhere is bushy. People usually cut the long trees. The big trees are usually cut down so that they can use them to burn the charcoals. Even right now, when you need a tree here in the village, it's very, very tricky. Just a huge tree, it's not easily accessible. You can't even find. It's very, very hard. Like right now, we need a tree for us to be able to get the post from it. But again, my dad has to go very, very far away from this village so that he can get a huge tree, because here in the village, no trees. They have all been cut down to burn charcoals. Yeah, I think that's actually the main economic activity for the villagers here in Majongani village, cutting down trees for charcoals. And usually, according to Kenya, that's usually very, very illegal. Yeah, so that was the other end. The other end was there. And when you go this way, we are going to meet the other end of our homestead. Guys, ever since I came to this village, I've never stepped on this road. It's my first time. And imagine, this is our homestead. This is actually our fence. You can see it. Here we have some bees. Even on that tree we have some bees. You see? This side is also bushy, but no big trees, no big trees. Let's go, let's keep going. Let's keep going. A lot of green grams on this area. Bushy. And right now in the village we have some elephants that are usually going around. So it's unsafe. Yeah, it's unsafe. Especially at night. It's unsafe. Guys, because imagine this bush. What do you think can be living in this bush? The corns are almost ready. I think they are mature. In 2 weeks time, I believe we'll be harvesting them. So this is the last corner. And here is David from school. Hey.
Hey.
What's up?
Things are good.
Yes,
I'm from school.
You are from school?
Yes.
With your bike?
Yes.
All right. That's cool. Yeah, when I was a kid, when I was David's age, my biggest dream was to have a mountain bike, but I never got one. Though I got a bike, though it was not a mountain bike. But usually in Kenya, or rather in Africa, young boys at the age of 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, their biggest dream is usually to have a bike. And not just a bike, a mountain bike. But through God's privilege, David got one. He's very lucky. You see the cones are mature here. All of this side is still our farm, but we have to harass all of this bush away. Yeah. Okay guys, I have something else to do. I have something else to do. And I think this is going to be the end of my vlog. Yeah. Ever since this week started, I've never vlogged. The other videos that I uploaded this week were actually last week's videos. And today is on a Thursday. Oh. The thing is that sometimes we usually don't have power. So even uploading videos becomes very, very hard. But right now we have a good battery. We don't have a solar panel, a good solar panel, no. That's what we are lacking right now. And that being said, I'm back to this homestead here, and this is going to be the end of my vlog. Guys, I think I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.